team, Proof here, and I want to start off by saying Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to all those that newly subscribed. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything, and I wanted to also apologize because I know I've been putting out a lot of stuff lately, but that's because we have our ARG states coming up tomorrow. And what's up, Atlas? You wanna come in? Puppy shy. And I've been preparing for that because I wanted to do better here. And so I took some time, got back in the lab, definitely wanted to put together a strong deck that I felt very confident in. Not to say I didn't feel confident in my list I took to the ARG invite, but now that I have more time to sit down and go through some things, I wanted to come up with a deck list that I think, after knowing how the cards interact better, that tailors to how I want to play the deck, if that makes any sense at all. But this is actually going to be kind of a new series if you guys enjoy it. The plan is to not make it super long, but it's going to be how I feel that some cards could be better. So I want to take a card that I think is really bad and try to make it not really bad, but cards I think are bad or underwhelming and make them good, or cards that I think that are decent and try to kick them up a notch with the idea that to still make them fair and balanced to use in the context of Spike Brothers themselves. And I want to start off with Spikes because that's where I feel most comfortable with. And if you guys like it, you guys can potentially give me cards that you want to see me improve upon, like maybe in the comment section below, see what you want to, or if you want to hear my ideas about how to improve some cards from other clans. But I just want to start off with Spikes because that's where my comfort zone is. And the card I chose today is Juggernaut Maximum, which is the new G Guard from set 9. And by and large, when you compare him to other G Guards that came out, he's really underwhelming. He has uses, but he definitely could have been a whole lot better. And so his skill says minus G Guard. When this unit is placed on the guard circle, choose one of your grade 2 or less rear guards, and you may have that unit gain plus 10,000 power until the end of turn. If you do, this unit gets shield plus 10,000 until the end of that battle, and at the end of that turn, put that rear guard on the bottom of your deck. So when I was thinking about ways to improve upon him, his original card text is fine if you added a couple words to his original text skill. And so instead of gaining the power until the end of the turn, you'll gain the power until the end of your next turn, which means, because the way it's worded is that it says at the end of that turn, which is tied to the end of the present turn. If you extend that turn to the end of your next turn, that means the unit sticks around until the end of your following turn. So what that does is it allows you to use it for a supernova. It allows you to have massive power for Miracle Ace. So if you have a Frog Raider or something like that, that's probably why I didn't do it that way. But you know what? This is my video, so we're going to live the dream of giving Frog plus 10,000 power while he's on the board going into your Miracle Ace turn. It allows for stronger units, obviously, but it gives you a little more incentive to want to use the G Guard. Excuse me. Because as of now, with the way spikes operate, you likely won't have a unit on the board unless you're playing something like Dudley, where units that are on the board, you don't mind going back. But for Rising theme decks, the units that stay on the board are generally units you want to have on the board. And so that's why it's harder to use Max the way he is now. And I feel with this ability to give something plus 10 power to your following turn, it makes you more incentivized to want to use them. And so that's one of the options that I came up with. And one of the other options I came up with says, when it's placed on a guard circle, choose one of your grade 2 as rear guards. It gets plus 10,000 power and gains auto when this unit returns to deck. Soul charge 1, counter charge 1 until the end of turn. If you do, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until the end of that battle, and at the end of that turn, put the rear guard on the bottom of your deck. So what this does is that Spike Brothers is the only clan in Dark Zone, well, assuming you don't count Max Max, it doesn't have an added benefit to using your G Guard. For example, Dark Regulars have the one that you random soul charge to. You also get Saint Germain, which gives your guards resist. Then there's Uluru, and then Rafana from Gears, of course. I believe they have another one. I think it's Arlen, but of course Hero Round. And then Pale Moon has the one where you look at the top 3, I think, and put one in and put the rest to the bottom. So the other clans in Dark Zone have beneficial G guards to use that help set up their future plays, or a strong defensive option to use generally. But then with Spikes, we have Aerie, which is amazing, but she doesn't really do anything besides the power. And then you have Max Max, which is a G guard we have that doesn't really synergize well with the clan as a whole. So if you return a unit to the deck and soul charge one, counter charge one on top of everything else, it adds soul for Ryzen and unflips the damage for everybody. Dudleys have units that can use a soul. It adds soul for your Mayhem Tigers, your Double Dom Chemists. It adds a whole lot more fluidity to your resource management, and it takes a little bit of pressure off needing Double Watches, your Silence Jokers, things like that. Especially in favor of having to return the unit back to your deck, I think it would be a pretty fair trade-off in my opinion, because Great Nature has Kundalini, the Peacock, which gives your rear guard the ability to countercharge one when you retire it, but you can attach it to units that don't retire at the end of your turn based on their inherent skills, so you can keep getting a free countercharge every turn. And so that's only for +5 shield, but for this one you lose the rear guard generally, and then you get the benefit from it. And then from there, it kind of makes your opponent think, hey, don't want to give them this free countercharge soul charge. Well, free, you still lose a unit, but do they want to get this countercharge soul charge action on, or don't want to attack the rear guard or get the unit out the way if it's in the front row or the back row. Same could be said for the plus 10,000 power to the end of your next turn as well. So those are a couple of ideas I had. I believe Max Max could be a better card, or maybe this gives Bushiroad ideas for the future. Who knows? I don't particularly know if they really watch all my videos or any of my videos at all. So hopefully things like this could be seen in the future, just to give Spikes a little more, not oomph, they have plenty of oomph, but just something a little extra, because they lack some common cards that are shared between the rest of the clans in Dark Zone. So I'm definitely love to see some of the love put here. So if you enjoyed, let me know, leave a like, comment, subscribe, give me ideas for future cards I want to use. I'm going to stick to Spikes for a little bit because I already have ideas that I want to go through with those. But if you have a card in particular you want me to see me try to improve upon, definitely leave that down below. I'll take note of it. And so until next time. Oh, and I want to keep trying to put footage together for the next part of the Mayhem Tiger World Warrior video, because a lot of people like that, and I like putting those unique twists on just battle videos as well. So this went on way longer than I thought it would, but I had the updates and everything, whatever. Until next time, peace, be easy.